In today's video, we are going to talk about and discuss becoming complacent. People are almost getting conditioned to think that it's wrong if they want to change or improve anything about themselves, because I found this creator online and we're going to discuss him. It's the one in the thumbnail, and it's really interesting that there is a line where people are getting to now when it comes to their health or just in general how they want to look and appear, where they just have gone from the idea of loving the skin you're in to just I'm never going to change anything and just being content and complacent. So I thought I'd bring it to you guys because we've managed to cultivate a very nuanced audience. So this is actually the first video I came across from this guy, and when I was watching it I could get the idea of what he's trying to say, but I almost disagree with it. But let me know what you guys think after watching it.
Reminder, I work out 7 times per week and still look like this on the beach. It's normal.
So when I first came across this video, for one, it was going viral, and I can see why, because what he's saying, I could see the message of what he was trying to convey, but the imagery in which he used to me just didn't suit it. For one, for him to train 7 days a week and really emphasize that just to showcase his physique looking, you know, like that, he makes it seem like to people that don't know any better, well, I train 7 days a week and I still like this, so don't stress yourself trying to improve. I know he's probably not intending it to come off that way, but let's be real. If you're training 7 days a week, which I don't believe most people need to do, like even the best people in pretty good shape, ideally 4 to 5 times a week normally is typically enough, even 3 to 4 times a week. Someone that typically would choose to train 7 days a week, normally they kind of are trying to move the needle in regards to weight loss or muscle gain. Usually, in reality, if you was training to actually look better and training 7 days a week consistently for months upon months or a year, and you ended up looking like that, unless you started from like a really obese standpoint, you probably need to tweak something with your diet. But the main premise of the video, I guess he's trying to say like normalize people having body fat, which is fine, but it was more because it started with the I train 7 days a week and look like this bit that kind of taints it. But if he added a little bit more content, for example, he goes, I train multiple times per week, but I don't really want to sacrifice too much in the department of my diet. I like eating out with friends, I like having more balance in my life, and this is the physique I have. That will be more honest and more representative of how he looks. Given the better picture, it makes people more informed. But the way he makes it sound like I work out hard 7 days a week and I still look like this, which definitely could deter other people that want to start getting into shape, look at something like this and go, oh, well, he's training that frequent, he still looks like that, what's the point starting? And I think if you leave any sort of fitness video and you have that sort of mindset, I do think that's when the content creator has overstepped their bounds and kind of pushed people into feeling more complacent. It's cool to promote body positivity and loving the skin you're in, that is great. However, if you're someone that looks in the mirror and you're not happy with how you look and you really would like to make a change, following someone like him, in my opinion, is probably the worst thing you can do, because they're just going to try and condition you to just be happy with how you are and just more or less barely change. If they're not really giving you any sort of guidance, you will just flounder around in the same spot forever. So I do think if you're someone that really hates your body, following someone like him is probably good because he'll make you try and love yourself. However, if you're someone that really is trying to improve and actually see some sort of tangible change, you need to follow someone that's probably a little bit more balanced and nuanced. So someone that's going to give you advice but also teach you how to appreciate the small wins, like the avoiding that pack of crisps that day to eat something else, or going for that 10-minute walk when you normally wouldn't. There's always a fine line in between, but some of these people hop right over the fence of body positivity and right into this area where they just try and make anything and everything seem normal. And I saw this comment here and I thought it was a perfect example of what I'm trying to convey. So the person writes, if you work out 7 times a week with the goal of looking lean and you look like him, you are wasting your time. Don't misunderstand me. There is nothing wrong with his body. It's his body and he is the only one who has to improve it. But if he's working out for a leaner body, obviously he's looking wrong. And I do agree with that, because if he just said, I like training 7 days a week, it's not a mad intense workout, but I do a little bit every single day and I look like this, it would be different. So I'm not making this to scrutinize his physique, because personally, I think he looks fine. But I don't like people when they kind of overstep when it comes to this body positivity, body acceptance, when you're kind of moving into the point where you're just trying to mislead people to thinking that you don't need to ever try and improve anything. So to take it away from him for a quick second, the thing I want to make sure to get across is for any of you watching is the fact that if you're someone that's personally chubby right now, when you look in the mirror, you feel confident, you feel happy with how you look, and you want to feel content with that, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. You shouldn't have someone like me or someone else in the fitness world telling you, no, you're too fat, lose the weight. If you're slightly chubby like that, realistically, it's not going to have massive health consequences. However, there are many people out there that when they look in the mirror, they don't feel happy with what they see. They don't feel confident when they look in the mirror. those sort of people, I think it's perfectly fine if they go on the self-improvement path, start a gym membership or start a sport, or really want to change their visuals because they feel like it's going to help improve their mood and how they feel about themselves as a whole, rather than coming across someone like him where he's more or less going to tell you to just be happy with how you look and be cool with it. You know what I mean? Yes, that can be applicable in certain scenarios, especially those that deal with body dysmorphia. However, if you're someone that truly, you know, I've let things slip a little bit too far, a few too many donuts, a few too many pizza slices, there's nothing wrong with you actually being very accountable with your actions and trying to improve. Because if you don't ever do that, as you progressively potentially get more and more out of shape, you'll just keep looking in the mirror going, no, I look great, I look great, I look great, until it's gone so far that it's too hard to reel back and it becomes a big journey. That's how people end up being extremely overweight, because they let the bar slide a little bit, then a little bit more, then a little bit more. Then after a while, they're like, damn, I've gained like 50 to 60, 80 pounds. This is going to be a big thing. Whereas if you gained like 10 pounds and you started to realize and go, you know what? I want to try clean this up, you kind of get hold of it a lot easier. The only time I'll probably say there's a flaw in this logic is if you're someone that's dealing with like body dysmorphia, where you already train quite a lot and you eat fairly decent, but when you look in the mirror, you still aren't happy with what you see. In those scenarios, yeah, you probably need to be taught how to, you know, be content with how you look, because you're probably doing pretty good, but you just don't see in your own head. But for the average typical person, if you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, and you currently don't really go to the gym much, you don't really watch your diet, you eat a lot of junk food and snacks, yeah, if you choose to like optimize your diet and your exercise protocol and your daily movement and go for walks and stuff to improve and feel better about yourself, you shouldn't feel guilty or have people like him tell you that, no, you should just be happy with how you originally looked. Because I think that really does get people into making excuses or just becoming more lazy. But I guess ultimately it comes down to the individual and how they perceive the content. I am someone, as I said, that's on the self-improvement wave. So when I see stuff like this, it doesn't really seem like it's promoting people to be active. I read it more as it's okay just to stay how you are. But obviously that's not the case, because there's a comment here that says that it motivates them. Your videos are amazing. I look forward to them. Thanks to your videos, I was able to take my shirt off for the first time at the pool without feeling ashamed or uncomfortable. You're an inspiration, Sander. So obviously it's definitely improving some people, so I'm not going to shit on it. If that is how people take away from his videos, then that's great. However, if you are someone that is somewhat level-headed, you've set some reasonable short, medium and long-term goals that you would like to achieve, you achieving them, trust me, it's gonna be more than just visuals. Even if you initially have just said, I want to lose 10 pounds, I guarantee if you start putting in the work and doing the steps properly, not no fad diets, not no stupid, ridiculous 2 hours of cardio every day. If you do it very sustainably and gradually and learn to improve your diet and do everything properly, by the time you get to whatever goal you're aiming for, I guarantee you're going to see much more gains than just the visual. You're going to feel mentally better. You're going to feel proud of the fact that you really stuck to it. So much more things come with it rather than just that end goal, if you know what I'm saying, which is why I really think it's important not to just tell people to stay exactly as you are if you really want to change. So if you leave this video with even one thing, the key thing I want you to kind of know and remember is self-acceptance does not mean avoiding any sort of self-improvement, because even though body positivity is a good thing, I do think there is a danger that too many jump too headfirst into it to the point where they start using body positivity as almost a reason or excuse to never change anything about themselves, even when they probably know they should. So don't fall too deep into the body positivity wormhole to the point where it starts being a reason for you to avoid any sort of healthy changes in your life. Anyways, if you want to watch any other videos, be sure to click one of these here.